Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate it. Dr. Califf, welcome. It takes a lot of guts to come here and face this situation, and we appreciate you being here in person. You and I are both physicians. We both know that no matter what happens in the OR, or the delivery room, or the ER, that we're responsible for it, regardless of what the people beneath us did, their actions, their inactions, that we feel that sense of responsibility, and I'm sure you do too. I want to start here by just reading a couple statements. This is a small sampling of what we've received. This is Stacy from Newton, Kansas. I have a 5-month-old grandson and another on the way. The shelves are empty in Newton, Kansas and the surrounding areas. Please help. This should be top priority for all Americans. Next, Anna from Wichita. This is unacceptable in America. How have we let this get to this point? No parent should be worried about not having food available in stores to feed their child. The empty shelves is what I expect to find in Havana, Cuba, not Wichita, Kansas. Judy from Overland Park. The new press secretary laughed today when a reporter asked her who the point person was for the formula shortage. She had no idea who the point person was. All I can say is may God help the babies. Janae from Cimarron, Kansas. The shelves at the stores are empty. How are we supposed to feed our babies? I believe the government needs to step in and get answers to the public and get the formula shortage resolved. Next, Katie from Manhattan. There's no room for bureaucracy when it comes to our nation's babies. And last, Lisa from Seneca. I'm an expectant mother due in June, and I'm terrified I will not be able to find formula for my newborn. We already have to worry about gas prices, inflation. I don't need anything else to worry about. What would you suggest I tell these moms, grandmoms?
Well, first of all, we are physicians, and the physician in a hospital or a healthcare setting is the captain of the ship and takes accountability. So that's why I'm here.
Sure.
And I would tell them that we are sorry that we're in this situation and we're working night and day to try to fix it at this point. And we know there's going to be further inconvenience and beyond inconvenience in terms of desperation that parents feel. But they also should contact us because we are dedicated when we hear about an individual case to fix it and make sure that everyone does get access to the formula that they need.
Thank you. I do want to submit for the record a letter that we sent to you. You haven't time to answer it yet with some questions. I think it was signed by 21 senators, so we'll submit this for the record.
Without objection.
Next, I just want to point out that from an action standpoint, what has the FDA, what has the White House done to correct this problem? We're kind of bragging about a shipment of, I think, of 78 million, was it pounds or pounds of formula. Just to put some numbers to that, that's probably enough formula to feed the babies in Kansas for 3 or 4 days, and a fraction of what has been shipped in here. How much of the problem could have been solved if people weren't working from home in the FDA, if they would have been willing to go examine what was going on at the laboratory in Michigan, or they could have possibly went over to Europe and certified some of the manufacturing plants in Europe that Abbott has. We were all expected to work. People had vaccinations. There was every reason, I think, to go in there sooner, but I'm just afraid, and I guess the follow-up question is, the FDA still working from home, or are people engaged now?
Well, Senator, you're not just a doctor, you're an OBGYN person, and that has special responsibilities, I know. But it's also the case in most of the jobs at FDA, people are working 100% of the time or more. And I just remind you that I come from, in my last job, one of the most successful companies on the face of the earth, where people were working from home and more productive than ever. So I really don't agree with the contention that the work from home policies at FDA had anything to do with the outcome here. But I'm also not saying the outcome was a good outcome. I don't want to be misinterpreted that way. We just have a disagreement. And I think the right solution going forward is going to be a hybrid arrangement, as I said, as most of the industry is going to, which is if you have a job like in a lab that requires that you be there, or in the mailroom, you know, you got to be there. If you're reviewing documents or reviewing processes, you can do that from home. Just demonstrate that you're doing the work.
Thank you. Just a quick comment. I think this is a great opportunity for us to encourage breastfeeding. A great opportunity for encourage those moms who are thinking about weaning their babies today, tomorrow, next week. This is one more reason to try to breastfeed a little more, a little extra, and by the way, it's healthier for your babies. Anything you can do to help us with that, I'm all in.
I'm totally in support of what you say there. I did want to remind you I forgot what I was going to say. We do have a history on the importation front of very tragic outcomes with formula. Melamine, as you may remember from imported formula not that many years ago. That's the reason we got to be careful and make sure that we are reviewing these documents.